So, hey guys, I haven't talked with you in quite a while, and so this video may be a little bit of a surprise, but I'm actually testing something out. I'm doing this, I hope, on Zoom, and doing it on Zoom should allow me to do some kind of different things, like share my screen. So there were a couple of things I wanted to really share with y'all, and I figured, okay, well, let me just test this thing out and see if I can do it and put it on YouTube from a Zoom meeting. The first thing I wanted to talk and share with you is some really big kudos. We've been keeping track of quality performance now for quite a while. And we even had as a strategic plan measure to reach at least 50% of all the measures that are on this scorecard would be at gold, or as you can see, the Christmas tree effect on here would be green. Well, this is the entire annual scorecard for the full year of 2022. And I want y'all to look at something. Look at all of that green. Amazing accomplishments. And not only is there 80% of these measures have met goal, but some of them were so very close, like this colorectal cancer screening one. The goal was 45%. We started the year at 33, and we're already at the end of December was up to 44. So we darn near made that one even. So I really want to share some congratulations and some kudos. You're going to hear some more about this because this is a really big deal. I know it was an incredible amount of hard work from your teams. I know there was some hard work in trying to make sure the coding and everything was right. So we've got a team working on some things that we can share for kudos for accomplishing that. It was really amazing. The other thing I want to share real quick is talked about it at the staff meeting, or I wasn't at the staff meeting. It was talked about, I think, by some other folks, but we've had a strategic plan development in place now for a little while. And the teams that have been working on this have come down to the wire. We now have some new strategic plan pillars that we're going to present to the board of directors at their January meeting in 4 areas. And I'll be sending this as an attachment to the email. And a couple of them are new areas that we're really going to have a strategic focus on, like finance and specifically employee well-being. You've seen the patient experience strategic pillar before. This combines the patient experience in terms of access and waiting, along with quality. And you've seen some of the community health strategies before around increasing the patients. So those are very similar to what you've seen before in the past. But these 2 new ones, I think, are going to be very interesting, and I think they'll be ones that'll really move us forward over the next 3 years with a strategic plan that's coming out of what I hope coming out of a pandemic as COVID becomes an endemic, with a new face and a new energy and new strategies for CareSouth. So I just wanted to give y'all a preliminary sneak preview to that. Now, remember, the board of directors hasn't finalized it yet. We're also drafting some what we call big dots or key core measures with each of those. And all of that is a work in progress that we feel will be pretty well wrapped up probably by the February board meeting, no later. Just a couple of other things I'm going to touch on this experimental Zoom meeting YouTube link. The employee well-being survey, you're going to hear a lot more about that next week. That is the survey that HRSA sent out. HRSA, remember, is our funding agency. It's the one that gives us our grant. The Bureau of Primary Health Care is in HRSA. So this well-being survey has come about because, as people know, across the United States, folks are very concerned in healthcare about the well-being of the employees. COVID's been really hard on us in healthcare staffing. So we really want to be able to do the things that will contribute to employee health and well-being. And frankly, that's one of the reasons why it's on the strategic plan. This survey is utterly confidential. CareSouth will not know any, and I repeat, any of your individual replies. We will get a report that'll be general overall, which we think will be very useful and will help guide all of our work in employee well-being in the future. So please, 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 you should have gotten, if you haven't done the survey yet, you should have gotten a gentle reminder from HRSA. It does take a little bit of time, takes about 20 to 30 minutes, but we're going to see if we can't figure out over the next week or so how to give you time to do that so it's not taken away from your routine responsibilities. Please do the survey. It's going to tell us some very interesting and vital information on how best to meet your needs. The last thing is about the booster. You all know that we're really doing a great big old push for what's known as the bivalent booster. And what do we mean by the bivalent booster? It's a booster that came out early in September. It's a booster for COVID that was specifically formulated to address the original strain of COVID, which is now called the Alpha, and then the really strain that gave us a lot of heartache and trouble and is still sticking around, and that's Omicron. Now, you may say, but there's all of these new strains. Why would I get a booster when every other week I hear about XBB or BAQ or BQ or whatever? Well, all of those, almost everything that we're seeing now, all of these strains, XBB, the BQ strain, they are all variants of Omicron. So this booster, this bivalent booster, has a broad spectrum ability to help with recognizing all of the variants that come out of Omicron, in addition to those that came out of the original Alpha strain. Folks, we need every antibody we can get in our bodies, whether it's antibodies from the booster or whether we were unfortunate enough, and I was one of those, that actually caught the virus back in December. Now, you may say, yeah, but I know that Ann's had all the boosters and everything, which is true. But I have to say that my case of COVID was mild. The boosters prevent severe disease. They don't actually, they prevent the disease from getting severe. They don't actually prevent you from getting it, period. So when I got it, it was mild. Hallelujah. We don't want to see hospitalizations and we don't want to see deaths. And yes, those are still occurring. If you have friends or families in the hospitals right now, you know that they are jam-packed with COVID. So get your booster. Get your $200. If you already had your booster, we're going to give you the additional 100. All right, y'all, be safe. I know that most of you won't be getting this before the Martin Luther King holiday because I'm doing it so late. It took me a long time to figure out how to use Zoom. But I hope if you're receiving this before the holiday, have a very good long weekend. If you're receiving it after the holiday, I hope you enjoyed your time off. Be safe. Remember, there's still a virus out there. Thanks.